Hello my crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from PixieCrafter.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you're looking for a demonstrator, I would love for you to choose me. You can shop my online store 24/7, the link is in the description bar below, or you can head on over to PixieCrafter.com for lots more project ideas, inspirations, and informations. So today we are going to do a 3D project. I told you we were going to be doing more 3D projects, so super fun. We are going to make this little shadow box frame. Depending on your dimensions, you can also turn this into a nice little gift box, do a little sleeve to cover it. Lots of fun. This is a good basic thing to have in your skill set. So this is one that I made from Tempting Turquoise. I'm kind of going for a more patriotic summer sort of feel with these. So this one was done with a 8x11 sheet of paper, and this is Tempting Turquoise. I'm going to use Real Red for the next one, and we are actually going to do 8.5 by 10.5, and so you can see the different sizes. And if I did my math correctly, which is always questionable because I am not very good with math, then we will have a nice little frame for a 4x6 photo. Let's see, let's start making this. All right, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Trimmer, love this, my bone folder, and we're going to be using tear and tape. I used the liquid glue for this. Either or will work. I just think I wanted to try the tear and tape. Why not? All right, so let's get this cut. We've already got 8.5. Now we need our 10.5 bits. So we'll pull out the arm to the stamping trimmer. Love that we can do this. And I'm going to cut it at 10.5. Oh, there we go. So that is that. Now our next measurements are going to be pretty easy. It's going to be the same on all four sides. Make sure you're using the scoring blade for this one. It's the lighter gray one. So we're just going to move over to 1/2 inch, and we're going to make a score mark. Then we're going to move over 1/4 inch, so this would be 3/4 inches, and we're going to make sure it's lined up. There we go, and then make a score mark. Then we're going to move over another 1/2 inch. Oh, this would be what, 1 3/4 inches? Actually, I'm looking at this, and this end is not straight where I just made that cut. Let me just try to get that a little bit better. All right. So now, see, we've got our 1/2 inch mark, our 1/4 inch mark, and then we're going to go over another 1/2 inch, score that, and then we're going to go over another 1/4 inch. There we go. So let me see if I can get that. All right, so we've got 1/2 inch, score, 1/4 inch, score, 1/2 inch, score, 1/4 inch, score. All right, let's do that on another side. And these are the same all the way around. So let's go over to our 1/2 inch mark and make our score. Move over 1/4 inch to the 3/4 inch mark. Make a score. Move over 1/2 inch to the 1 1/4 mark. Make a score. And those marks I'm talking about are these ones over here. And now I'm going to look over here, and I'm going to move over 1/4 inch. So that brings us to 7 over there. And there we go. So again, we've got, let me see if I can get that. There we go. 1/2 inch, score, 1/4 inch, score, 1/2 inch, score, 1/4 inch, score. And we're going to do this on the other two sides. 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Alright, so we've got all of those score marks. Now on your shorter side, so this is the 8.5 side, we need to make an additional score mark on the inside bits. So I'm going to line it up with that last score mark, and then I'm going to go ahead and go down 1/2 inch. So whatever your bigger measurement is on your scoring, this is what you're going to want to score, because this is going to be this width here. And you want your miters to work. You'll understand that more in a bit. So I'm going over 1/2 inch, so lining up that last score mark on the short side with the 1/2 inch mark, and I'm only going to go up to the score mark here. Actually, I'm doing the bottom first that you can't see. So, alright, so we've got the top, so we're going to go through that 1/2 inch, that 1/4 inch, that 1/2 inch, that 1/4 inch, and we're going to stop at that inside line. Because we don't want to put score marks on the back of this here. So we're just going to stop at that last score mark. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing. Line up our last mark here with the 1/2 inch so that we're doing another 1/2 inch mark, but we're only going to go down to the last score mark here. And then we're going to bring it down and do the same thing down here. Alright, so let's see. There we go. So we've got our big square here, and then we've got, that's the last line, that extra 1/4 inch on each side. So this we are not going to cut into at all. So this is the big square. From now on, this point on, this shall be forever known as the big square. Oop, lost my cutting bit. There we go. Alright, we're done with our Stampin' Trimmer, so we're going to move that aside. Now let's get out our scissors. Alright, so on the long side, so in this case this is the 10.5 inch side. We're going to go, alright, so on the big line, on the short side, this is our last little 1/4 inch line. We're going to cut out the square here. Actually on each of the corners we're going to cut out the square. So we've got the big square and we're going to cut out the corner squares. So let's just go ahead and do that. Alright, so that's done. So you can see, maybe, possibly. Alright, we've got our big square. These are the corners of the big square, and we've cut out those corners. Now, the long side, these are done. These are set. There's no more cutting on the long side, but we've got a little bit of cutting on the short side. Oh, alright, and it's all going to be within this little space here. Alright, so we're going to start out this corner bit. We're going to cut to the corner. So we've got the little square here. We're going to cut over to that that first score mark there, and then we're going to cut down through that 1/4 inch mark just straight there, and then we're going to go out that way, you know, angle to angle, and then keep that there. We're going to do that on each end. Okay, so let's start off. Let me see if I can position this so that you can possibly see. There we go, score marks. Okay, so outside corner to the corner of that first score mark there, where you can see the score marks. Now we're going to go cut straight down through that 1/4 inch section, and then that next 1/2 inch section we're going to go corner to corner up to that next score mark. So this is the shape we're trying to make. Alright, and we're going to do that on all of them. So corner to corner in that first little square. Let me do this like actually in the camera. And then we're going to go straight down on that 1/4 inch section. And then we're going to go out corner to corner in the 1/2 inch section. So just like that. This is essentially making our little miters. So corner to corner, straight on the 1/4 inch section, and then outside corner to corner. Alright, there we go. So this is the shape that you want. So we're just cutting out these little bits here. I know there's a geometry term for this shape, but I cannot for the life of me think of it off the top of my head. Alright, now this is the side that we did our score marks on. I am going to flip it over, and we're going to go ahead and burnish all of our score marks with our bone folder. Alright, so we've got everything burnished. And now what we're going to end up doing is making these little boxes. So the boxes, and they'll adhere on just like that, you see? So each one of them is going to make a little box. And then at these corners here, this is going to be the fun part, to align all of these and get them all set up at the same time, because it does kind of all interlock together. You see, so that part's already that mitered, so it's a matter of slipping on all of these corners almost at the same time. And it's a little tricky. And this is where you're really going to have to be patient and careful and work all of your paper in there. If you're concerned that maybe the tear and tape is going to be too much too soon, then you can absolutely go ahead and use liquid glue so that you have a little bit of wiggle room while you're setting all of this stuff up, but this is basically what you want to do. So the only adhesive you're going to need to put on is the bottom of those little boxes that we're having on. So you got that, and then that little flap here. So the last little flap, so this is where your picture's going to go. We've got them burnished to the inside, so it's just these flaps here. So if you flip it over and put your adhesive on the outside flaps like that, you'll be good. So let's go ahead. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our backing off. Now I'm going to be a little bit of a rebel. I'm only going to take this partially off, but I'm going to make sure it's going to swing out like that, so that maybe, just maybe, I'll have an easier time getting everything together. I don't know. Let's try. Alright, so there's that part. That actually worked out pretty easy. I'm a little surprised. Wasn't sure if that was going to work or not. Let's go ahead, take off the rest of the adhesive. Alright, that went pretty smoothly. So that's pretty awesome. And now I'm just going to turn it over so I can burnish where that tear and tape is. Maybe even use a little bone folder action just to get a nice smooth coat to it. And I actually think I want these miters to be just a little bit more secure, so I'm going to go ahead and grab, I'm going to use the fine tip. The liquid glue is nice, but if any of it oozes out, it does become more of a repositionable glue. So I just want to make sure that if any does come out, that it doesn't get sticky on the top. Here, so there we go. I've just squeezed in some of the fine tip glue, pushing it a little bit till it adheres. There we go. Same thing over there. See, it's smoothed out a little bit. So if I had used the liquid glue, then it might have gotten a little sticky over there. I don't want that. Alright, so there we go. We've got our box. We've got our two different size boxes. You know what else is fun? Well, boxes, frames. Once you start really getting into this, You can, you know, do whatever size, you know, figure out your measurements. You can really customize the measurements. But you could also, let's do 2 of the same size, or even these 2. And we can go ahead and add a hinge to these 2. And then it'll hinge open like that. So we can have that nice little action going. So let me actually show you with this one. Let's get a sheet of 4x6 paper here. And see if I have a sheet of 4x6. Maybe, possibly. No. Alright, so we're going to actually use a photo. Alright. Here's my kid from Christmas. This is a 4x6 photo, so you can see it can get matted in there nicely, so you can, you know, have some of the red or whatever color popping up. So you can get it in there, you can make it dimensional, have fun with it. You can start decorating the edges. If you wanted to go ahead and do some stamping or use pattern paper, you can do that too. But that is pretty awesome, and they're going to be light enough where you can actually, as long as you don't put too much on them, you can use some sort of like temporary adhesive to actually put them on your walls, because this is just cardstock and a photo. And again, depending on how you're going to decorate these and how much weight you're going to add to them, there's that. You could also add a little easel bit to it. So all you're going to do, I would recommend maybe the thick cardstock for this. You're going to make a little triangle, however, you know, wide you want it. So you're just going to make that triangle, and then these will actually stand up like a picture frame. You can even make it so that your triangle back here will unlock, and you can, you know, fold it flat again. It's up to you. I'm just showing you how to do this. Now, decorate it however you want. I think I'm going to use a whole lot of cool treats, maybe some stars, and just make it very, very summer and fun. Now, I hope that this has inspired you to not just make cards and scrapbooks, but to also make home decor for this. If you've got a really nice stamp or a printable for something fun, let me see, do I have anything? Okay, oh, I know. Hold on just a second. If you have a Memories and More pack, let me actually find one of the summer ones, because I do have the Color Theory card stack, and of course I'm pulling up all the ones that are like winter and spring and fall, but I have not yet come upon a summer. Okay, here we go. Here's a Summer Memories. This is from the Color Theory Memories and More card pack. So look at that. That'll just pop in there. That also comes with lots of other fun things. So here we go. We've got some cardstock stickers that you can start to decorate this with if you wanted to, or you can use the Color Theory, the Colorful Seasons stamp set and the seasonal layers framelits. Lots of fun to be had there. There's, you know, this little guy here. Ooh, I'm throwing it. So, little summer card here. This is also, you can get this in the stamp set. Lots of fun. So, here's your base. Whatever color you do, whatever season, whatever occasion, like, you can definitely customize it. And again, you can play around with your measurements. So if you make this up a little thicker, you can actually use it as a box and do a sleeve, a sliding sleeve over the top. So, all right, that is it for today. Go be crafty. All right, if you liked what you saw, please remember to go ahead and... All right, so that is it for today's projects. I hope this has inspired you to do more than just cards and scrapbooking and actually see the potential of making 3D home decor sort of projects with your paper. It's wonderful. Imagine this with a designer series paper. It could be lots of fun. All right, I've got a 4x6 photo here. I'm actually going to flip it over because Christmas is not necessarily going with this. So with the one that we made today, with the real red cardstock, it'll fit in, and you do have a nice little mat around it. Or you can go ahead and trim it down, do whatever you want. The Cards and More kits. So Let me just grab one. The Memories and More card packs. There's lots of different things that you can just go ahead and pop in. So if you had more of, this is from the Petal Garden Memories and More card pack. I've also got the Color Theory, so there's lots of sort of seasonal things going. Let me just grab one. Alright, so here we go. We've got, you know, Summer Memories here. This one's a bit of a tighter fit because it's different dimensions, but you can see how you can use your Memories and More to do stuff like this, or any sort of printable or whatever. Make your own seasonal sheet based on like the stamps and stuff that you have. So lots of fun there. Decorate up the corners. I'm going to show you, if you head on over to pixiecrafter.com to the blog post for this, you'll see how these are decorated in the finished project. These are light enough where you could temporarily adhere them to walls or bookshelves or whatever, or you can go ahead and make a triangle bit for back here for a little easel. So you can really, depending on how much weight you put on the front of these, you can make your easel bit a little bit stronger. So if you make it a little bit wider, it's going to have a little more grip to it. And you can even make it so that it will fold back up flat if you want as well. Another option is, alright, you've got two of these. These aren't the same size, but if you had two that were the same size, you can also go ahead and add like a little paper hinge to the back, and then you can have a nice little hinged photo frame. See, what else? You can make these dimensions a little bit thicker and put in presents here. So like say you're into jewelry making, you can pop in a necklace here, put a little sleeve, slider sleeve over the top of it, and you have a wonderful presentation for a gift. So very nice thing to know. I hope this inspires you to go forth and be crafty. Oh, if you liked what you saw, please go ahead and like and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Feel free to leave comments. I love seeing what you guys have to say, and it gives me an idea of what projects you kind of want to see more of. Remember, a full list of the products I use can be found in the description bar, along with links to my online store and my website. You can sign up for my newsletter on my website, pixiecrafter.com, and if you are a U.S. resident, you can also sign up for my birthday club. I will send you a handmade birthday card in your birthday month as a show of appreciation for supporting my small business. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and yeah, I think that's it for today. So until next time, happy crafting! Bye!